Hi there, Cancer. Thank you for joining me for your monthly forecast for September. Yours is a feeling sign ruled by the moon, the planet of emotion. But you do have the added asset of Jupiter, the planet of expansion, which is exalted in your sign. In other words, it's blessed. It's going to be with you for a further year. And this month it forges on the 5th, a quite stunning new moon with the sun and the moon in Virgo. This angle is basically going to give you a lot of vibrancy around the way you personally express yourself. So although you do feel, you'll be able to articulate those feelings much more clearly and with tremendous enthusiasm. So what's the catch? Because there often is, after all, in astrology. Well, this is because different planetary patterns are working at the same time. My job is to provide the weighting, the evidence of which has the greater authority. And from the 3rd of this month through to the 15th, I'm afraid to say that Mars and Saturn are going to be clashing. So when it comes to going out there and expressing yourself, you can do this, I think, very well indeed. When it comes to going out there and spending money freely, well, I think you need to be a little bit more, well, downplayed. You need to be realistic about what your budget is. And if money is a little bit tight, it could be hugely frustrating that things aren't going as quickly as you would like in terms of enjoying life's pleasures. But, well, that is the life. It's never always perfect for any of us. However, there is a change which occurs at the start pretty well of week 2. Mercury's going to be moving. It moves into a more reflective area, one which is much more in keeping with the values of your sign. And you may find at times this month that you do just want to step back and think a little bit about what it all means. And if people are saying, come on, come out, be sociable, don't beat yourself up if you do feel the need to have a few moments of seclusion and quiet reflection. Now, there is a delicious angle between Venus, which is in a superb location for you this month, and also Neptune. This occurs between the 12th and the 16th. If you're single, this could lead to meeting someone who really can absolutely sweep you off your feet. But when Venus and Neptune get together, you can also see someone rock up in our lives who seems to be larger than life, and but there may be less substance than you actually need. So just be conscious that there may be something exciting happening in week 2, but whether it's forever, well, that's another matter. And in fact, all sorts of romantic interaction is going to be tested when Venus goes alongside Saturn in week 3. And if you're hanging out with someone where your values aren't very similar, or you have different tastes when it comes to life pleasures, these could become acutely obvious in week 3, and you may find yourselves at the end of the sofa. This is going to take some careful negotiation to get through, and it's all going to be about patience. But one of the things that's been happening for some time for you is that Uranus at the top of your horoscope has been making you much less patient about the way you interact with the world at large. And because that continues broadly to square with Pluto all through this month, politics around relationships, I'm afraid, are probably not a stranger to you. And even if in the past you've gone out of your way to avoid confrontation, confrontation may have hunted you down in recent times, and people have been much more direct in terms of tackling some of your attitude, particularly a side of Cancer which perhaps you're not so keen to look at, which can be to do with control in relationships. So, as much as Uranus wants you to be free and pushes you to go for that, you need to understand other people want the same level of freedom within their relationship with you, or at least equality and democracy, because Uranus influences those things too. On the 19th, there is a full moon. If communication is balanced up well in your world, something good can happen around this time. If something's a bit out of kilter and you are finding it difficult to make your point heard, or someone's finding it difficult to interact with you, it may need looking at this time. If you're travelling or involved in any kind of checking of documentation or looking at contracts, go cautiously in the following 2 weeks. On the 23rd, however, the Sun moves, catches up with Mercury and goes into that reflective area. Again, very much similar to the type of values of your sign. This is when you might find yourself thinking much more about your past, but then the Sun is going to go opposite Uranus in the last couple of days of this month. The suggestion here is that your family relationships may throw up some surprises. Something could come into the open that you're not expecting. This could be that someone is going to confront you with a side of you that you are not aware of. Uranus is very outspoken. It takes no prisoners. And it's seen you being more outspoken yourself, or at least perhaps a little more erratic or less predictable in recent times. So if you give it, you have to take it in life. So I do feel things can be a little bit more robust at times than what you've been used to in the past. But there's still a wonderful opportunity to demonstrate to people your fantastic creativity and flair, and most of all, to use your mind to articulate your ideas. It's been a real pleasure being with you. Thank you for joining me. Good luck, and goodbye for now.